To those who watch me often, hello! You already know that this kind of thing is up my alley. And to those who don't, you might be thinking, what? I am, have always been, and will always be a huge self-shipper. Man, that's really embarrassing once it's said out loud. I am, have always been, and will always be a huge yume-shipper. Much classier. Yume-shipping is, well, self-shipping, which includes OCX canon, self-X canon, self-insert OCX canon, probably something else in there because it's a diverse community, but I digress. I love fictional men. That's in the script. I wrote I love fictional men and it decided to say that out loud, but it's true. I do love fictional men. I had a whole stream dedicated to looking through them and rating their dateability. I also edited that stream down into 3 videos if you want to check them out. Also, for those who were there when I posted the second Google form for another stream, it's coming, I promise. Just not very soon because there were so many characters submitted and college is a beast and my personal life is even worse. And though they're closed right now, I've had commissions specifically for self-shippers up because I know how amazing that love for fictional characters feels for me. It makes me so happy. I want to be able to pass that happiness onto other people by putting their dreams into form. So yeah, I'm a yume-shipper. It's such a big part of my life and has been since I was a kid. Was anyone else on Wattpad when they were way too young, like 8 years old young? That was like what I survived off of. I read that stuff for all kinds of characters, including Karma Akabane, nearly every country on our planet, and Karma Akabane. If only I knew that a few short years later, I would discover something of a far higher quality. Shizaya Dojinshi. What was the point of saying that? Why did I say that on the internet? Why did I confess that? What was the point? I grew up dreaming that I could be deserving of these characters' love, dreaming that I could mean something to them, to someone, dreaming that I would be able to find love with someone who I loved, who loved me back. I've always been a difficult person, kind of hopeless in that fact, actually. I have a lot of problems with interpersonal relationships. I've never dated anyone. I'm definitely on the aromantic spectrum. I have a super hard time even understanding what real romantic love looks like. And talking to guys is absolutely horrifying. Real men make me feel so unsafe. Obviously, it's not all of them, but they put me on edge at best and make me want to run away at full speed at worst. So yume-shipping, this world where I'm actually loved, I can freely love, and that love is completely safe and meaningful, it means a lot to me. So much to me. As the word yume suggests, a girl can dream, and if that dream is as delusional as someone like Dr. Ratio being in love with someone like me, then who cares? I can dream if I want to. I have so much fun thinking about characters I love a little too much, loving me back, getting all romantic, and doing stuff like meeting dramatically for the first time, and having a slow burn, and so many little things becoming so difficult, like, you know, like you can't even hold hands, and this is really embarrassing to put out there. Like, it's a big thing for me. I'm not above admitting that I'm cringe. Okay, but I'm free. Guys, I'm free. I'm cringe, but I'm free. But as I alluded to, I have a bad habit. You wouldn't really expect this from a self-shipper since our community is a safe space that's built upon being unapologetically in love with our fictional faves. Because people could say our fictional others wouldn't love us as much as they want, but with that, they also wouldn't hate us either. They aren't real, so it's entirely a safe space to be able to express our love the way we want to. There's no rejection. But I struggle with this a lot. You see, while I can admit that I have an inflated princess ego, I also dislike myself. Guilt and shame plague my life for so many reasons that me and my therapist are struggling to work out right now. So I tend to think, I love this character so much, but if they were real, they wouldn't love me at all. They probably wouldn't even like me, or even want to be near me, or even know I exist. I wouldn't matter to them. I would mean nothing to them. So what's the point of playing pretend? I shouldn't keep fantasizing about something that's just so out of the question. And then I proceed to just throw all my passion for the character aside. I refuse to look at them, acknowledge them, or even think about them. Like my love never happened, because I know I'm unlovable, and it's pointless to dream about something like romance when I know I'm too broken for it to come to me. Everyone keep in mind that this is about pixels. I'm mentally ill. I know it. You don't have to comment it. I know. But also, because I'm too innately hopeful to give up on anything, a major flaw people say isn't bad but causes me more strife than it's worth, I decided if I can't feel confident in which fictional characters would actually love me back, Why not get someone else to decide that for me? Granted, that doesn't solve any of my real issues for now, but we'll get to that later, and also, pardon me for indulging every once in a while. What do you mean by get somebody else to decide that for you? I hear you ask somewhere in the crowd. Oh my god, she heard me! And with that, I'll be introducing the concept of matchups. For those who aren't in the self-shipper community, or don't use Tumblr, or didn't use Tumblr, do they still do matchups on there? I hope so. Matchups are a term for a kind of post where you submit key traits of your personality to a writer for your given fandom. They look over your traits and think about which character would be most suited to romance with you because of them, and then they write a little blurb about why you two would be perfect for each other. Of course, matchups are a product of the given writer's opinion on who you'd be best with in a relationship, so if you don't get your fave, don't worry, a lot of writers wouldn't give you the same answer. At the end of the day, this is just for fun, as all self-shipping is, so don't let anything discourage you from loving the character you do and being confident that they love you back. This doesn't apply to me though, lol! I used to partake in these a lot a couple of years ago, and they were some of the most fun I ever had on Tumblr, and I can imagine that writing them must be some fun too. Obviously, all work can be draining, but being a matchmaker with characters from really amazing stories with people who adore those characters, dude, that sounds awesome. And I salute each and every matchup writer out there for feeding our fantasies and just making us feel loved beyond belief. All around, it was a fun time. You, yes, you, the viewer, do not understand the joy of liking a fictional character and reading that they have a crush on you. Of course, this is all hypothetical. Obviously, they're not real, and they don't act, they don't, they're pixels, they're pixels. Guys, I'm cringe, but I'm free. The matchup writer who I have consulted for this task today is none other than StarryEyedWriting on Etsy. Thank you so much for letting me include you in your writing in this video, and thank you ever more for your hard work. Seriously, I cannot stress enough how much writers like you help us in being so unimaginably happy. When I was browsing their shop, I noticed 3 main listings I wanted to buy from. A Twisted Wonderland matchup, because I love Twisted Wonderland, and the majority of the matchups I got when I was using Tumblr were for Twisted Wonderland, so it would be kind of like a blast of the past for me. A Genshin Impact matchup, because the brain rot never ends upon desktop game deletion, and a Honkai Star Rail matchup for no reason in particular. I also noticed that, hey, they have a listing for a personalized letter to you, the reader, from a Star Rail character, and I bought this one too for no reason in particular. I bought each listing, asked for permission to use them in a video, and immediately got to writing about myself to help StarryEyedWriting get to know me better. The doc is long, which is embarrassing, especially because I forgot to add details about like stuff I wanted to actually be in the matchup. So I won't go into too much detail about the things I wrote in there, but the main things I highlighted were: I am a girl, I am straight, I am an artist, and it's my whole reason for being alive. Even after I'm long gone, my art is going to live forever as something beautiful, exciting, and immaterial, which is why I'm so excited to dedicate my life to it soon. Honestly, if you told me I could trade everything, including that life, for all my ideas to be put out there exactly the way I'm dreaming of, I'd hesitate a little, but I'd probably still do it. But then I guess I'd miss out on actually getting to enjoy it, or hey, even make it. Art is so much work, and I often wish I could just skip to the end of the process, but every time I finish making something, I realize that without that process, it wouldn't— Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, fine, just stop it! Just stop! I prioritize feelings over facts. I am extremely talkative, a more abstract thinker. I spend 99% of my time daydreaming incoherently. I'm a hopeless romantic, a major idealist, impulsive, stubborn, dramatic, passionate, enthusiastic, emotionally hyperactive, hypersensitive, hopeful, vibrant, naive, annoying. I also dropped that I have ADHD and BPD along with my kin list if it couldn't get any more embarrassing than that. I also highlighted the fact that Kaveh is literally my clone and #1 kin because, oh my god, did every single sentence of that hangout quest hit like 17 trains speeding towards my location. StarryEyedWriting also noted that, hey, you didn't mention anything specific about the matchups, so I specified no Twisted Wonderland first years, no Genshin characters that are like child-coded, other than child, and no Gallagher. I don't know, he's just boring to me, that's the only reason. And with that, I got to waiting for my orders to arrive, waiting for my love to find me, waiting for Cupid's arrow to strike through me. Jesus Christ, this script is so dramatic. Who wrote this? Ah, fuck. Okay, so this realm was the one I had experience in. I mentioned before that I used to do a ton of these back in my day, and they brought me despair. Not because the writers were at fault or anything, it was completely my insecurity mentioned at the start that caused this issue. Because every time I did one of these, I would immediately go in with my favorite character in mind. This was very wrong of me, considering the fact that A, I do not think any writer would assume that we would be compatible. Rightfully so. Like, this dude would definitely not come to mind when you think of a romantic partner for me. And B, there's literally an entire cast of characters I could have ended up with. Getting my fave would be a 4.5% chance. 4.5. 4.5. I mean, hey, at least it's better than those SSR rates, because what is that? So yeah, that was my bad. Guys, if you want something authentic, understand that it's probably going to be really random. Again, this is based on you, but also the writer. This doesn't mean your fave doesn't love you. 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 The character I always wanted back then was Azul, by the way. I think both of us would actually die within a month if we were dating. And the character I'd always get without fail when I did these, which I'm sure I'll actually get again, was Colleen. Now, don't get me wrong. I now see the beauty in such a dynamic. I now appreciate what we could be to the fullest extent. That'll be a tangent we go on if the character I get matched up with really is Kaleem, but back then, getting him devastated me. Not that I didn't love him, I always did. Kaleem was in my top 5 and honestly still is. But Azul! And not just that, I didn't get the flair in me and Kaleem at the time. It just seemed like two really excited people being excited together. Little did I know, that was the flair. So yeah, I didn't see the appeal with two very similar people being very similar. Even though now my wifey of all time is literally Micah Eugen and we have like the exact same personality type. Why am I so obsessed with myself? I'm a horrible person. But now I'm really excited to see who Starry-Eyed Writing has in store for me. Who is my twisted Wonderland soulmate? Is it Kaleem again? An answer I appreciate now, will accept in stride, and am fully expecting. Or is it someone completely different, who I don't expect at all, and will leave me bewildered? Whose heart did I capture, and who will capture mine? Oh, cringe. Oh, also, I should mention that I'm not including every single detail about my matchups, so if you want to see more of Starry-Eyed Writing's content, they're linked in the description. Hey, I paid for these. They're gonna be mine. I'll show you some parts, but they're mine. They're exclusive. They're for me. They were for me, so they're mine, and I'm keeping parts secret. I'm a girl, guys. I'm just a girl. Okay, so I'm about to open these. I'm freaking out because I'm a loser. I was procrastinating on folding my laundry because I was so excited about receiving these, and then the second I received them, I immediately got antsy and started folding my laundry. So if you procrastinate, just be nervous, and then you'll do anything else, literally. I'm really nervous. I haven't done this in so long. I'm so nervous to see the answer. Oh my god. Oh god, my heart is beating so fast. Oh my god. If this is about to put me in a hospital, then I don't know how I'm supposed to handle a real boyfriend one day. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Floyd from Twisted Wonderland? Floyd Leach? The Floyd Leach? This is just shocking me a little bit. Like just a little bit. I don't know, maybe it's crazy because I haven't seen Floyd romantically in a really long time. But wow, that's crazy. That's insane. That's crazy. That's insane. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so nervous to read this, but okay. With spending a lot of time with Floyd, you won't be needing any more extra spontaneity in your life. Oh god, we know that's true. He excels at taking boring days and turning them upside down, all while having a blast dragging you along with all sorts of things. He'd like you already purely because you're more tolerant of his actions, or even genuinely enjoy them than most others. This is true. Okay, what you guys don't know is that, like, Octagonal has always been my favorite dorm, and since then, Floyd has literally been my #1 self-insert into the Twisted Wonderland universe headcanon best friend! We would literally be inseparable, guys. I'm telling you. I don't even mean this romantically, but we are meant for each other. We could make that school explode. In other words, you're not a bore. Floyd would consider your definition of thrill-seeking lacking, though, so expect to get your boundaries pushed here and there in relation to that. Oh god, I'm gonna die! He's gonna kill me! Floyd is prone to sudden bouts of interest in people and things. These tend to be as strong as they are short-lived, however. ADHD King, I see you. I get you. You're real for that. Eventually, he just loses that initial interest or walks into a hurdle that he doesn't feel like overcoming. Gifted Kid King, I see you. I get you. You're real for that. When it comes to you, his interest lingers but never quite veers into that obsessive territory. To him, you're consistent in the sense that you're always fun to talk to and more on his wavelength than most. That's why he's my canon Twisted Wonderland best friend forever! Unfortunately for you, some of his entertainment comes at your expense. He finds flustering you You're just very very responsive, which will always egg him on to do something again and again. You know what? We're moving on. We're gonna move on. Okay, so I'm gonna be thinking of these with 3 main criteria. How much did I enjoy this matchup? How compatible do I feel like my result and I really are? And did this give me the fluffy feeling inside? First off, how much did I enjoy this matchup? I liked it. I really did. Not focusing on the character himself for a second, I thought this was pretty cute. It hit all of the bases that a matchup should and reflected Floyd pretty well. For this, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. How compatible do I feel like my result and I really are? Well, as I already mentioned, if I were to be transported into the Twisted Wonderland universe, Floyd would be my bestest friend in the whole wide world. And I believed in this for years now. Here's art that I drew when I was in like 10th grade of us. Romantically or not, I love this guy. Mostly platonically though. Because we're so similar, I don't know if a romantic relationship could work out, but this was absolutely adorable to read regardless. 4 out of 5. And finally, did this give me the fluffy feeling inside? A little. Look, any mention of this and you kill me. But outside of that, yeah, I did. And again, romantically or platonically, I love to imagine myself with this guy. And to hear that validated, but more importantly, explored, meant a lot. 4 out of 5. Out of 15, my first matchup gets good 11.5. Not bad first thing.
And guys, this is the one I ranked the lowest. It's only going up from here.
Genshin Impact. The game that floods my Twitter feed with Kaveh and I'll hate them. I'm not complaining. I love Kaveh. That guy is me. He's my clone. When I say he's my clone, I'm so serious about it. Also, Tumblr's just full of X-readers for Genshin. I don't even use it anymore, but anytime I step on there, like not even with an account, everywhere. This game has a devoted, and I mean devoted, X-reader writing community, which makes sense considering that it's literally one of the biggest free-to-play games in the world with a ton of extremely charming and likable characters. This is not me advertising for Hoyoverse. I haven't opened the game since Natlan dropped. I just don't have the energy to play all that, man. But even if I don't actually play the game as much as I did when I had the worst OCD-like symptoms that got me to break down crying like there was a death in the family if I missed a single day of daily commissions, I still absolutely love the characters. Every video I post on this channel is just me revealing more and more details about my very specific flavor of mental illness. My timeline is willingly full of Kaveh, and can you blame me? He didn't alter my brain chemistry, he represented my brain chemistry. Kaveh, can you go 5 seconds without mentioning how they can Kaveh challenge? Go! Palaces of silver and Genshin's characters are a huge part of my day-to-day because of all the fan content that I consume, and I'm too excited to keep doing this intro, so let's get into it. Okay, I'm gonna keep my expectations low so that any character I get is exciting. I mean, I can't imagine that it would be one of my faves. I've got to be realistic and think about if a character like that would actually What? My autistic prince? What? Hey, that sounds like the name of a really goofy Genius Inc. dating sim. My autistic prince. The first date you go on with the guy whose route you're playing is like both of you going to a science museum and only walking around the mineral displays because his special interest is rocks. Oh my god, water tasting date with Wonderland! In Fontaine, working as an artist in the theater or opera industry is the best way for one to make a name for themselves. Did the writer just say that if I was in the Genshin universe, I would be an artist in Fontaine? This is the best day of my life! Before meeting Nouvellette through this job, you'd most likely have to catch Farina's eye first through hard work and an interesting I get to be best friends with Farina! Oh my god, but I ship Farillette so hard though, I'm the one getting in the way of my own ship! As for him, the initial reason you would catch his eye would also be related to your line of work. He likes my art! That and the sheer passion that you have for your work draws people around you in, including Nouvellette. Let's go! When you speak, he listens. Somehow, when he speaks to you, he always loses track of time. Nouvellette is no good at recognizing romantic feelings when he has them. Most of what he knows about budding romance is taken from the stage or secondhand accounts. This is how you know a man is perfect! If his ideas of romance derive from fiction, this is the perfect man. He is the perfect man. If you ever date a guy who gets all his advice from romantic books or shows or whatever, you better not fumble him. Actually, please fumble him. I want your boyfriend. Neuvillette recognizes that becoming something akin to his partner would not be an easy path to walk. Not only would it launch you into stardom and Fontaine overnight, leading to constant pestering. Oh, hey, that doesn't sound too bad. I'd deal with anything if it meant. There's also the obvious gap in lifespan still ahead of you. The writer added in what's probably the saddest sentence I've ever read, like right after that. I think we should all die! How much did I enjoy this matchup? If you couldn't tell by my near constant interjections, a lot. This was a lot more than the average matchup. There was a ton of fun world building details. It made me feel like I was reading a fairy tale rather than a character assignment. If you know me, you know that I would literally die to even take a glimpse into a fairy tale world that I could be a part of. 5 out of 5. How compatible do I feel like my result and I really are? Okay, this one I feel conflicted about. Again, it's the issue I mentioned before. Would someone like Neuvillette really like someone like me? All I can really feel is doubt. But then again, I ship him and Farina really, really hard, and she is on my kin list. So I guess it would be hypocritical of me to not give anything other than a 5. But either way, because I'm doubting myself, I can't give a reasonable score, so automatic 5 out of 5. Did this give me the fluffy feeling? Do I even need to spell it out for you? 5 out of 5! This one is killing me right now, guys. I'm probably gonna rot about this. I'm just a girl. No. Before I received this matchup, before I even began writing the script, I made a horrifying discovery. So, StarryEyedWriting had messaged me, asking whether or not I would like the letter I ordered to be from the result of my matchup, or from a favorite character of mine, like Dr. Ratio! This information confirmed something terrifying to me. Dr. Ratio was out of the possibility pool for my matchup. I know! It's so sad! It's so sad! Except for the fact that, you know, I kind of mentioned not to let my favorite characters affect my results at all. Plus, though Dr. Ratio is my main course, there are plenty of other Star Rail characters that I'm in love with. I adore this game and cannot stop thinking about it lately because I love Rappa, my best friend in the whole world, Sunday, my best friend in the whole world, and Mr. Rekka. So no matter what my result was, I was sure to enjoy it, especially because Gallagher wouldn't be one of them! Oh my god, I called Ratio a main course. That's so disgusting. Alright, I want to keep yapping about how much I love Star Rail, but again, Hoyoverse is my op, and I'm just too excited to keep waiting, so let's see the results right now! So, when I was downloading my files, I noticed that the border around the Star Rail matchup was, like, red. I kind of spoiled myself a little bit. But also, that dwindled it down to two characters who I absolutely love. So after I saw the red, I looked away because I knew it was gonna be the one I was gonna read last, so I wanted to save that for myself, and just kidding, I got impatient. I got impatient. It's Argenti! The first thing that would draw Argenti's attention towards you would be, without a doubt, your conversational skills. Like you, he enjoys discussions that broaden his horizons and introduce him to new concepts. We could be the yapper and the yapper. He has a tendency to ramble quite a bit himself and isn't quick to be offended if you end up accidentally interrupting him or zoning out as he speaks. Is this man a maid for ADHD? God? There are plenty who choose to insult him for his beliefs or manners of speech, so he's happy to speak with someone who does neither. Spending time around Argenti would quickly prove to be a test of your endurance. I'm not gonna say it. When someone catches his eye, he's not the type to hold back. No, regardless of how flustered you make it, he'll sing your praises and tell you how much of a beautiful, creative, and unique soul you are. This is why I joke to my friends that the 3 minutes alone in a room with Argenti, 3 minutes, you can't see my hands, but I've got the number 3 held up right now. 3 minutes alone in a room with Argenti could fix me. 3 minutes, just 3 minutes, that's all I need, and I'm cured. I'm cured of what? I don't know, all of it. All of it's gone. It's gone. I'm cured. A possible issue with Argenti's affections, though this is highly personal, might be how overwhelming they can be. Oh, don't worry. I'll take any level of overwhelming for you. Why are you looking at me like that? At any suggestion that his words are mere flattery or empty praise, he'd be a tad put off. Argenti truly believes he's speaking nothing but the truth. If the topic of your self-criticism were to come up, he would be quick to try and soothe all of your worries. He would try to assist you with changing your mindset and outlook on the world, since you deserve to be more at peace with yourself. My head. Am I in the hospital? How much did I enjoy this matchup? I 4.8 out of 5.2 less, cause it made my chest explode. How compatible do I feel like my result and I really are? I don't know. I don't. 5 out of 5 by default. Did this give me the fluffy feeling inside? Man, I'm in the hospital. Could you give me a break?
Worry not, for I shall shoulder this responsibility.
Wait, who's my doctor?
My name is Argenti. I will protect you. Allow me to use my modest power to get rid of the gloom. A test.
After all this fun, there had to be an end. Unless you brought desserts! And this letter from Dr. Ratio to me personally is my tres leches covered in blueberries. Now, I've discussed my other results, but will I be showing you all this letter today, or will I be keeping it to myself? Stay tuned for the next time when I resume writing this script. The next time when I have made my decision. I made my decision. No. Yeah, you really can't tell when someone picks up writing a script where they left off. Hi, it's 3:54 a.m. on a Friday. Hi, I just got back to writing this again. Next sentence, completely different day. It's 12:40 a.m. on another Friday, more than a whole month later. Yeah, life happens. Also, I'm recording this at 2:35. It just became 2:35. It was 2:34 before a.m. on a Saturday. So, yeah, I'm cool. But again, no, this letter is all for me. Actually, you know what? I'll be nice and give you 3 sentences. Actually, this isn't me being nice. I'm bragging. This is me bragging about how good this letter is, and you only get a peek. But I get the whole thing. I get the whole thing because he loves me. He loves me. Oh my god, I'm a 4-year-old child. The brain is an integral yet oftentimes baffling aspect of human existence. Every day, there are countless examples on display of idiots who seem to be only led by the chemicals traveling through it, without a single sliver of self-restraint or reflection. But a mask of marble cannot protect someone from an affliction of their own mind, and I have found myself plagued by constant thoughts of you. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that? I'm the cause of an affliction. I'm the cause of an affliction. But yeah, this is mine. This is mine alone. He loves me. He loves me. He loves me. He loves me. Me and Ratio sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. Yeah. So, those are all my matchups. Again, huge thank you to StarryEyedWriting for making this video possible by letting me use their wonderful work and for writing these wonderful matchups in the first place. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm really happy right now. Thank you so much for all your hard work. After all this, I have a lot of thoughts running through my mind. Mainly, did this solve my initial problem? Well, no, it didn't. And really, I didn't think it would. A few years ago, though, I would have told you the opposite, that if I just did matchups until I felt confident in the answers, all those thoughts I have of never feeling like someone could love me romantically would just go away. They did in the moment, but that isn't something that anyone but oneself can solve. It's the same as any other kind of self-doubt. No matter how many people lift us up or encourage us or praise us, outside influence will never be the final solution to these things. Sure, it can help, a lot. Sometimes all we need is a push to be able to love ourselves. But the root cause of self-loathing cannot be touched by others, no matter how hard they try to reach for it. It's something I had to learn the hard way trying to help people like myself. It's especially impossible to reach when it becomes so crushing that it debilitates us. I've met people who thought the same way, and I've been people who thought the same way. Across the board, the feeling is like absolute hell. Relying on the ones you love can drain them and is nothing but a death spiral for yourself. You seek validation from others because it's fast, it's easy, it gives you a rush like you've never felt before. But after that moment, the feeling is gone, and you're back at square one, needing validation again. It's like an addiction to fantasies outside of you, because you just want to forget that disgusting self exists for even just 5 minutes. But like any addiction, the relief is temporary, and getting that relief just makes you crave it more and more. You overconsume, and then it's never enough. Soon, you have nothing left but an empty feeling, and that self you hated so much. But things don't stay that way forever. I couldn't point to you the exact moment these issues softened up for me. I still have my doubts, sure, a lot of them. I think until the day I know what it's like to be wholly loved, I'm not going to live without fear and doubt. But I think there was a point where my body just got so sick of it all. It was probably a mixture of some other things too, feeling like I was being a burden to those around me because I was constantly nagging them for reassurance. I didn't want to be that kind of friend. It made me feel so guilty. I also flatlined after hitting the peak of it all. The reassurance felt meaningless. I didn't want to keep nagging these people, and I was left wondering where to go next. And I was also just so sick and tired of repeating the same self-loathing cycle over and over again. Because of those feelings bubbling up, exploding, and then possibly repeating, I saw that the answer wasn't anywhere close to my current methods. It's easier to sit back and let yourself be pleased by ignoring the things you can't stand about yourself, but when that pleasure becomes reliance and you have nothing left outside of it, you won't be able to feel anything anymore. My body got tired of it, it got bored. Those quick bursts of pleasure didn't work anymore. I felt absolutely nothing but the disgust inside of me. But the first step to being confident that others love you is being confident that you love yourself. After a certain point, we face who we are. We face that ugliness that we hate so much, and inside we can always find something there that we think is worthy. We are people built by many things. In the lenses of self-loathing, we cannot see any of the good, but they're there. If we are built by the things that we love, by the media we consume, by the art that we've fallen so in love with, by the characters that we are loving ourselves, some of that goodness is in us because it made us. There is guaranteed goodness there, guaranteed. And you know what? Maybe it's not that we can't see those things, or maybe that we're refusing to see those things. Whether it be to stay silent in the comfort of those short-term pleasures because of a heap of guilt making us feel like we can't acknowledge that we have any good in ourselves, or even just because of a simple stubborn attitude we have to keep insisting that we're the worst. Oh, say from Charisma House mention, I can't be serious for more than 5 minutes or I grow mold in my brain. Whether or not we can see those good points, they are there, and validating them, just as we crave for others to do for us, is the first step to getting the real feeling of love that we crave so deeply back. Others cannot get us to achieve this feeling long term. It's all up to us, because our minds are the ones that decide how we feel. If we continue to live without accepting that there is any good within them, we cannot expect them to feel any good in turn. So don't hurt yourself. Again, my doubts are still here. I have a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, which leads to a lot of imposter syndrome. It's a tough battle. It always will be. And it'll last a really long time. But always remember, you can rely on others when you need to, but you're the one with the real power here. Do not succumb to this painful escapism, because if you do, you won't be able to enjoy the escapism that just feels so rich and makes you feel so seen and so beautiful. And even if it's not a real partner that you're reading I love yous from, that feeling means the world. Love yourself enough so that others may love you, and push you up to the highest level of self-love that you can ever achieve. Cornball, cornball, cornball alert, I'm a cornball, I'm a cornball, I'm a cornball. Okay, but no, seriously, this video is really important to me. I know self-shipping is cringe. Haha, you're cringe, you're a loser, you're cringe. That's pixels, you're in love with pixels, you're in love with pixels. But like, man, it makes me so happy. I can't care. I know it's cringe. I know it's cringe. I know it's a drawing. I know I'm literally only attracted to drawings and real men scare me and it's cringe and it's lame and I'm a loser, but like, Dr. Ratio loves me so much, guys. I can't help it. If he loves me this much, it's like I have to love him back, okay? He started it, not me. But like, this video is really important to me. I hope it does well. And even if it doesn't, at least I have it out there. And I'm happy with the script. I'm happy. I'm excited. I kind of want to do more matchups now just because they're a lot of fun. Actually, hey, if you're a matchup writer and you're on Etsy, please plug yourself in the comments. I might buy from you. Also, once again, please go check out StarryEyedWriting. This video would not have been possible without them. They're incredible. Thank you so much. If you're watching this video, thank you so much. I don't have a lot to say that I haven't already said. I love you guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. With videos like this, it means a lot because like I really care about what I'm talking about, but I don't think my target audience really would. So this is like critical to me. Thank you. And I sincerely mean it. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, share, especially comment. I want to hear your thoughts. Everything. Thank you so much for being here. Goodbye. Have a good day. Oh, keep living because that's the only way things can get better. Yay! I said the thing. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye.